Hi.
Hey.
So first of all, welcome to What You Said podcast. Um, this is a special episode. My special guest, Summer, for Summer Speaks podcast is here.
Hey,
Yay!
y'all. Look,
It
we
took
need to
us
start.
forever in a day
I
to get
know.
her here. You know what I'm
We
saying?
need to
But we
start getting
here.
some audio, Tay. I'm
I'm telling
gonna
you,
find
for
some
real.
audio to be like, hey. And I'm gonna get some. When I get some, I'm gonna send it to you. Hey,
Heck
y'all. Guess
yeah, I
what?
love it.
Guess what, y'all? I'm gifting Tay something she don't know that I'm gifting it. I'm gifting it to her, but she finna get one of these.
Ah, stop
She finna get one of these.
playing.
Get one of
Oh
these.
my God.
Yes,
Don't do that.
ma'am.
Don't make me cry.
Yes,
Don't get me
ma'am.
teary eyed. You know, a
Yes,
thug gotta
ma'am.
stay can't be emotional when I
Girl,
say.
you know, we just talked about being. I'm a Gemini, true Gemini. Like I shut it down last day of the Gemini season. I shut it down. I'm a big crybaby though. Like,
Yeah. Gemini's. I love y'all though.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
As a
Thank you.
Virgo, we love Gemini's.
Look, listen, you listen. All of my friends, like my closest friends, my best friend is a Gemini. My two best friends in Kentucky are not Gemini's, Virgo.
Virgos. Oh,
Virgos.
cool. That's
So
why we
I'm the
click.
only. Yeah, I'm the only Gem.
That's cool. I love it. We clicked. The crazy way that we met because we have been Facebook friends for like forever.
It was
And
like at
then,
least 2, 3 years.
yep. And then one day you hit me up and you was like,
Hey, bro, let's go.
and
I
at
got a
first I
ticket.
was
Let's
like,
go.
heck yeah, let's do it. So yeah, and ever since then, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna have to do another one. You know they got another one coming up, right? Oh, we got to find something to do together. Something. We got to
Oh
do some type
yeah.
of something.
Yeah. Y'all take
Mhm.
my taste team. Her party's coming up soon.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. I'm a little nervous, but I am excited. And
I'm a
even
little
if it
nervous
doesn't
too.
have like a lot of people there, at least I can say I did it, and that's not going to be the last one. So
Of course not. Of course not. Of
I have
course
another
not.
one next year. I'm also trying to do a fashion show for my clothing brand, but I've been and writing down my vision.
And making
So
it plain upon
that's
tablets.
right, that's right. So when I say, "Hey, you want to model my clothing brand?" You know,
Yes. Excuse me.
cool, cool, cool. So before we get started, can you tell people where to find you at?
Yes, my social media on Facebook is Summer Rain. My TikTok is Summer Rain underscore. Is that what that thing is in the middle?
Yeah. Yes,
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
it
So,
is. It is.
Summer Rain underscore Sweet Rain. I think it's 033. It should just be
Something
that
like
what
that.
it is. But and then my Instagram is at a.touch.of.rain.
I like it. Do you have YouTube?
I do have YouTube, so my YouTube is first name Summer, last name Rain.
There you go.
Hey,
Boom.
hey.
So the topic of today is basically talking about like the journeys and challenges of the Motherhood Chronicle. Y'all know that's like the toughest hood out here. That's the toughest hood. Like you gotta be whoo to go through that hood. That is a tough hood. Okay. And Compton ain't got nothing on motherhood. Yeah.
No, ain't no hood, ain't no gang, got nothing on motherhood. Like, look,
Listen here.
respect to all of them, but no, man,
Mm-mm,
no, you got to be some
mm-mm.
kind of strong to be a mother.
So yeah, I was thinking about that would be a good topic to talk about, considering your current. I don't know if you want to talk about that,
We
but your
can,
current situation that took place in your life.
we definitely can touch on it.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. So some of y'all are new to me because y'all are taste viewers. Welcome to my journey. So let's see. You want to take it back to the beginning?
Yeah, let's talk about it. What transpired? You
Okay,
can start it off.
um, so I will start by saying, me and my child's father. I'm just gonna say baby daddy. It sounds ghetto, but at
Baby
this point,
father.
he my baby mama, cause He acting like the bia that he is, pretty
Yeah,
much.
be all right, okay. I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave. All right.
So my baby mama slash baby daddy.
I
I
can't get over that.
we have a I'm not even I'm gonna say a love hate relationship because do I love him for giving me, the gift of life? Yes, I do. I love him
Right,
for that. Do I
right.
love him as a person? He's absolutely he's the op. Like all day long, that's the op.
Yeah.
So I hadn't allowed him to stay, well not stay, but come into my home, cross the threshold for like 3 years.
Hmm.
But I was working from home. I want to say this was 2021. Yep. 2021, August of 2021, August 27th, I believe, was the date. 2021, I allowed him to come into my home for the first time in 3 years to spend time with his child. Mind you, he's always, anytime he come into town, he was a truck driver at the time.
Right,
Anytime he came into town, I allowed him to see his child anytime, whether we had something going on or not. He
right,
just couldn't come in my house. Like you can come
right.
to my house to come pick her up, or I can drop her off to you at
But
whatever
you can't come
hotel.
in my house.
But you can't cross this threshold, bro, because this is my piece.
Right.
So his mouth reckless. So
Oh
I allowed
Lord.
him into my home because I was working from home to spend time with her because I couldn't drop her off. So he spent, a couple of hours in there with her. I'm thinking everything's cool. Like she finally gets to see her daddy after however long it's been. Cool. Like as soon as he leaves, that's when the bulls start. He sent me a text message talking about all this stuff about how I put her in danger, and like he just was like setting stuff up to like build a case against me.
Wow.
He was like, "Count your days, boo boo. You're gonna lose custody, all this stuff." So I'm just like, you know what? Do what you gotta do. Because in my mind, I'm like, I've been the best parent that I could be,
To be
considering
right.
like little to no, help from you. Like you do your
Right.
when you want to do your part. Like so, um, that was August 27th, 2021. By September 12th of 2021, I went to go pick up my child from her grandfather's house because he lived around the corner, which is his dad. I went
Right.
to pick her up from his house because I had worked overnight. And I'm like, what's taking so long? It don't normally take her that long to come out the house because by this time, like me and the granddaddy, we beefing too. Like
Right.
trust you, but I'm still allowing you to see your grandchild because
Right.
I it takes a village. Now I don't care what you do to me and say to me, but at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about her. And this is her village, you know. So I'm
Right.
like, take it so long. It don't take her that long to like, she could just come up, get up and get in a car and we could drive around the corner. You know what I'm saying? She could get the clothes that she had from his house and put them in the bag and we could drop them
And
off
go.
when she come back. But I look in my rearview mirror and it's like 4 police cars behind me. So I'm like, what the.
What?
So mind you, I had a bench warrant for my arrest. I missed my court date for some tags and expired tags.
Ah.
So I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way like y'all all of y'all here for that. But then I was like, somebody had to call. So
Yep.
in my mind, I'm thinking my daddy done called the police for me. Mind you, they don't even live in the same house. Like he don't even live in the state of Kentucky. He live in North Carolina. So this is when I lived in Kentucky. So I'm sitting here, the lady knocked on my window. She was like, do you know why I'm here? So I'm like, yeah, I missed the court date. Like, I forgot. So she was like, yes. And she was like, can you step out the car? So
Oh wow.
she's arresting me. Like, I'm getting arrested in front of the house. And the grandfather's standing in front of me looking all pitiful. So I hand him my keys and she tells me that I'm arrested. I'm under arrest for, bench warrant for my arrest. And there is an order of protection against me. I said, from who? For what? She said,
What?
I'll tell you when you get to the jail. So y'all, I drove from Radcliffe, Kentucky, all the way to the Hardin County Jail in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And I'm in the back seat fuming. I am
I
when
bet. I
the
bet.
cartoons, the cartoons that turn red and then you see the steam coming from them. That was me. Like I'm ready to like fuck some stuff up. Excuse me, y'all. I'm ready to tear
You,
it up. So
it's
in my
okay.
mind, I'm like, my baby daddy, like this ain't nobody but my baby daddy. Like you just threatened me like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
This got you written all over. So I get to the police station and they booking me in. And when that lady read off her grandfather's name on that order of protection
Oh,
said that I had sexually assaulted my child, said that I was allowing my child to have inappropriate relationships with adults, said that I was allowing my child to watch porn. When I say it felt like somebody ripped my lungs and my womb out, like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't like I literally it took my breath away because I'm like, I can't fathom the fact that someone would accuse me of something
right,
so grand. So the lady's like, "Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay? Do you need a nurse?" And I'm trying to get it together because like I'm literally hyperventilating because I'm like,
right.
not me, like
My baby.
y'all, the thing is, like, I suffered from sexual abuse as a child. So my own biological father sexually abused me. So I'm like, there's no way in hell I would actually do that. Like, I'm not capable of such a thing. And I prided myself on protecting my child, but
Right.
I still was not able to protect her. She was sexually abused by someone that I trusted. Um, so um the lady's like, it's gonna be okay. You got to go to court on Monday. Just tell the judge your side, and you'll get her back. So I'm thinking it's that easy. Like
That
I'm.
is not.
So that was on a Sunday. September 12th was a Sunday. Monday, um, I called around to some lawyers, and one of the lawyers was like, "There's no way you can go into that courtroom because it was on a Wednesday. Was a court date." She's like, "There's no way you can go in that courtroom, excuse me, by yourself. Like you have to have a lawyer." She said, "The charges that are against you, you're facing 20 years in prison." So I'm like, "Ain't no way
Ain't no way.
I'm facing 20 years of prison for something that I'm not even capable of doing. I can't even fathom doing." So
Whew.
ended up paying $600 for a lawyer. Shout out to Caleb Bland. We went to court. Caleb got it dropped down from the felony charge to an NDA charge. Well, an NDA case, which is um, neglect, dependency, and abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's a misdemeanor, right?
so it wasn't. It was no. It was
It was
no.
nothing.
No.
Oh,
It was.
okay,
It
good.
was pretty much like um, Akira has a lawyer. I have a lawyer. And then I believe the grandfather had a lawyer as well. So we all have our own lawyers that are court they're given to us from the court, and we have to go and basically the judge has to decide if I actually did this, if there's grounds for
Any evidence?
yes. Now on top of that, CPS was involved.
Mm-hmm. Of
Uh,
course.
my daughter had to go through a forensic interview, um, and so let's see, That was September, that Wednesday. So the 12th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 13th, 14th. That was the 15th of September in 2021. So
How
after,
old was she?
Kira was 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
Poor baby.
yeah, 7 years old. So get done with court. I get contacted by the CPS caseworker. She's she comes to see me. She comes to my home, but before then, she tells me like, these are the things that you're going to need to have done. This is what the court is going to request of you. Mind you, like they never had, like there was never any evidence that I did anything wrong. So um, I went ahead. She told me I had to get parenting classes done. I had to schedule family therapy, and I had to have a drug test done. So that day, we ended up went to court via Zoom. Then I had to actually come to court in person the next month. I think all three of us was there. So the first one,
Mm.
he got to drop to an NDA. My baby daddy, baby mama, swore she didn't know what was going on. So the judge was like, "Where's the father at?" And he was like, "Oh, my son doesn't know." Blah blah blah. To this day, he would say he didn't have anything to do with it, and I have text messages of him saying he don't know why this happened, all this stuff. But in my mind, I'm like, you already forewarned me and told me that you were going to take her from me for
Yeah,
one.
you had something to do with it.
Then for two, you were paying child support. How is it that I got locked up on Sunday? By Monday or Tuesday, the child support office is calling me, telling me we were told that the child was no longer in your care, and we just need to confirm. So how on earth can you tell me that you had nothing to do with this?
Right.
Co-conspired. The other
Right.
day he texted me talking about something. I've been leaving you alone because I'm tired of you telling people that me and him are ganging up against you. All right, whatever.
But you are.
I'm just, he was like, now do you believe me? Yeah, okay, whatever. So
Hmm.
that was what, September. So by the time we had to go to court, mind you, y'all, I couldn't have no contact with my child. Like I can't see her, I can't talk to her, nothing. And we have never been apart like that before.
Oh my gosh.
Traveled, and she's traveled, but we still can like at least FaceTime something. We couldn't
Right.
have nothing, no contact. So our next court date was January. It was sometime in January.
Mm.
So the grandfather let my baby call me the day before court. And when I say like I was panicked, but at the same time I was happy to hear that she was okay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my baby. So
Right.
I'm panicked because I'm like, we ain't supposed to be doing this. I don't want to get in no type of trouble.
Right.
But it's just like I'm glad I got to hear her voice because my soul was broken. Like
Mm.
everything in me was broken because I couldn't understand why this happened. So went to court in January. The judge told me all the stuff that I needed to get done, which the case.
Caseworker had already told you.
So I had already had everything lined up.
Good.
Um, finished. I finished. Well, my parenting classes were done. It was 8 weeks. So I went once a week. It was eight
That's
weeks.
about how long mine was too.
I never missed a day. I always went. I was engaged, like everything. She did it virtually with me, which I was so thankful for
That's
because
what's up.
we trying to work. At the time I was where I had just started at Amazon. So I was working mad overtime just to stay out the house. I was working mad
Yeah.
overtime and I just wanted to get my mind off of it. But the job that I had, like I had nothing but time to think because I'm working by myself. I don't have to interact
Mm.
with anybody. So I'm just like that's when I started, going deeper into prayer, going deeper into my affirmations. I used to listen to Tony Jones all the time. All the time. Like that kept me so grounded listening to Tony Jones because I was losing it.
I bet you were. I bet
Uh,
you were.
so we go to court. He tells me all this stuff. I have to do a drug test there that day. So I had to do a urine analysis. And y'all, this white man cut a plug this big out of the back of my head. At the time, I didn't have locks. I had a fro. And a hair follicle test don't require that much hair. That man
It
cut
does not.
from the scalp. And he used them little manicure scissors to cut a chunk out. It was on this side of my head. He cut a chunk out. Yes. And I could just feel him he just kept cutting and kept cutting. And I was like, how much hair do you need? And he's like, oh, you're not gonna miss this. It's you have enough to cover it up. And I'm thinking to myself, like, sir,
What?
you don't know me as a black woman, like you're cutting my hair. You're not a professional. And I can feel it coming from my scalp. Like I don't feel it from the end. You're literally at my scalp cutting.
Yeah, but
So
he shouldn't have cut that much. But yeah, you do
it was
supposed to cut from
literally
the scalp. So, or
I
you could have plucked the piece out. The fuck?
it was this much hair because he put it in the foil and I was just so upset because you are taking such like he was getting off on this. So ended up starting to do all this. I'm getting to see her now because we're going to family therapy and then CPS. I had to go through the motions, even though they never found me guilty of anything. I still had to go through the motions of getting her
Of
back.
getting her back. Yep.
So it went from not seeing her to now we can have supervised visits. Mind you, even though we were supposed to have supervised visits, the first day, like she was like, well, we can meet, y'all can meet at his house. And I'm like,
Mm.
do you really want me to go to the house of the man who's accused me of all this stuff?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's
That
safe.
don't sound right.
I told her, I said, I don't think it's safe for him.
Yeah, that don't sound right. No, that's not a good idea.
Can we meet somewhere in public? And she was like, where would you like to meet?
Anywhere but there.
I said there's a McDonald's up the street from both our house that we can meet at. So we met at the McDonald's. The first meeting was at McDonald's, and her hair was not done. I always keep her hair done. Hair was not done, and I knew her hair wasn't going to be done because anytime they came to court, I could see her. Like I would sit in the lobby to where they couldn't see me, but I could see when they come in. I could see them, and I could put eyes on her.
Right.
So
That's good.
the CPS worker, she made note of it too. She was like, I could tell, when you started the visit because her hair looking moisturized and done, and they have it looking all dry and stuff. And so we went to McDonald's and met. He was like, he gave the whole speech in front of her, like I told Akira, I'm take her from you, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah. He was like, I'm not gonna sit here with y'all and supervise. Just call me when you're ready. Mind you, the visit was only supposed to be like 1 or 2 hours.
Mhm.
He ended up letting us. I think our visit ended up being 3 hours, and the first thing I did was I took her in the bathroom and I did her hair. I did my baby's hair, and we bonded. And um,
Oh,
that was the
she's
first
so
day.
beautiful.
That was the first day that we met at McDonald's. Um,
Oh
and I
my
did her hair, and
god.
we bonded, and she just was in the mirror like, "Oh, I'm pretty," and because she's used to having her hair done. And so we
Mm.
sat and we ate and we colored and we talked and we didn't talk about what was going on.
Right.
I didn't want to talk about what was going on, but also I was told I couldn't ask any questions.
Of course. Yep.
So we just talked about school, and she was asking when she was going to come home, and I'm having to reassure her, not knowing when she was coming home. But
Right.
when the caseworker tells us, then I'll let you know. I never lied to my child about anything. I always kept her in the light and let her know, when I find something out, I'll let you know. So by then we were able to do weekly visits, and eventually sometimes I would have to go to his house to visit her. Um,
Mm.
so I would go for the sake of my child. I had to put my differences aside, and it was a hard pill to swallow, but I
Yeah.
did it. I went into the home. I would go in her room and sit and watch a movie with her, or we would sit outside and I let her ride her bike and we would play. I'd do her hair, and then we go outside and play. Then eventually after that, I want to say about a month or two after that, I was able to have unsupervised visits where she could come on the weekends, and I would get her on like a Thursday, and I would have to bring her back on Sunday. And
Wow.
so sometimes, like my family, we would have like cousin dinners every month, and I would ask like, "Can she come? Can I bring her?" And he would say, "Yeah." He never said no. And then her birthday was coming around. I'm like, "Can I plan a party?" Like, because it's what I do. I always do. We get a shirt
Right.
made, invitations, all of that stuff. So he let me plan her eighth birthday party. Um, all of her friends from school came. My family came. Um, then like we're mind you, we're going to court every month, every month, every month. And by this time, like I'm so grounded that it's not bothering me to go to court
That's
anymore.
what's up.
And I'm just sitting in the lobby and I'm looking so cool, calm, and collective. And it's bothering him so much so that he's lying and he's having my daughter lie on me and saying that I touched her in her private parts. So it went from the charge
Oh
was
my
because
god.
my daughter was, she's growing up, she was growing boobs, and I pinched her little boob and I was like, "You're growing cheeky bones." So it made her feel I embarrassed her in front of my friend, and he blew it up into a bigger situation. Um,
That's crazy.
so it went from me touching her boob, like pinching her little boobie, to now 6 months later, now you're saying that I touched her vagina. So my lawyer's like, it went from here to here. Like, why would he say that? He could get in really big trouble if it's not true. I said,
Right.
it's not true what he's saying. I said, but technically, like, she came out of my cooter. I had to clean her. Once she was able to clean herself, then like my hands are, I don't need to touch you. So mind you, y'all, this man never ever apologized. He never
Yeah.
told the truth. So here we are. We're getting home visits, and now it's time for. They're saying, she can come home now, and I'm like, what's taking so long? I'm calling every day. When can she come home? Because y'all like
Right.
the judge is approved for her to come home. When can she come home? Like, when
Right.
can she come home? And school is getting ready to start now, so I'm like, can she come home? So the caseworker was like, you can go get her today, which was the day before school. I was able to get my child, and I had her escort me to his house because I didn't want no. I when I say I didn't
No
want no
static.
problem,
No static. Hell no.
I didn't want no problems. So she escorted me to his house, got her things, the things that she had, like she could barely fit. Um, I'm like, can you like wear the shoes? Like, so I didn't buy anything the whole time she was gone because I didn't want to buy something and then she outgrows it and now I can't do nothing with it.
Gotta buy some more
Yeah.
stuff. Yep.
So I waited until she came home. So We went school shopping the day before school, and I made sure she had what she needed to get through to, the first few weeks, and then I was able to grow her wardrobe. So now we are. This is August of 2022. She's home. She's in public school now because she was in private school and the grandfather was paying for it. Mind you, while they were under her care, excuse me, he filed a motion to get de facto custody from his son. So he's trying to get full custody of her from his son because I'm no longer in the picture because he booted me out with these allegations. So
Wow.
now, um, now that I'm back in the picture and she's home, I get hit with some documentation. Sometime last year, I got hit with documentation that said November of last year. Matter of fact, I get approached in my inbox on Facebook from a warrant officer saying, I need to serve you with this paperwork, blah blah blah, and now the document has my name on it. So now you're trying to get custody from me because I, am still the custodial parent. So prior to that, my baby mama, let's see, that's
My baby,
February
she
of
is
last
not letting up on that one.
February of last year. I am not. My baby mama contacted me and he's like, my uncle is getting 3 trailers and he's gonna put it on our family land, and I wanted to know if he was like, hear me out now before you say no, because he knew the answer was going to be no.
Of course.
He was like, I wanted to see if you and Kira would come live with me. No, absolutely not. We will not. Like, I don't even like you. Like,
And
no.
will not.
So I'm like, I said, look, listen, I just
Mm-mm.
want us to have a healthy co-parenting relationship, and I want you to have a healthy relationship with your daughter. I said, she don't even like talking to you half the time because you take over the conversation. You force her to talk about things that she don't want to talk about. I said, let's focus on you working on your relationship with your daughter, and then we go
Mm-hmm.
from there. So he's like, well, I suck at parenting, and she hates me, blah blah blah. Like, he's getting all dramatic. He was like, I'll call so we can talk about it tonight. So I'm thinking, mind you, he had already told me he was gonna keep asking me if we could move in with him, and I'm like, whatever. So I'm thinking he's gonna call that night, and we're gonna actually sit down and have a talk as a family.
As
Like,
a family.
I really like, I like, that's all I want. I just want us to be able to communicate effectively. You get your child in the summertime, go so I can have a hot girl summer.
Okay.
That is nothing more
Okay.
than what I want. Like, give me a break. So ended up he never called. That was on a Monday, and this was the week of Valentine's Day. That was on a Monday. So he was like, well, since you're not going to, he was like, since you don't care about your child's well being and you'd rather live with your friend and help your friend with bills, um, I'm not going to be able to come down for her birthday, and I'm not going to be able to send any gifts for her. I'm
Oh.
I'm going to focus on saving my money and trying to save for her to come for the summertime for our family outings and stuff like that. Cool. Like, cool. This is what I think Monday. Tuesday, Tuesday, I'm like, all right, regular day, go to work, get the kid to bed. She's not even 20 minutes sleep. Guess what I do?
Let me guess. The police.
The police is at my door.
For what?
The police is at my door saying, they was like, where's your daughter? In her room sleep. I'm like, she in her room sleep. I said, look, he can't talk to me, but he was like, ma'am, he has a right to talk to the child. I said, so her cell phone is sitting right there on the charger. She's in the bed sleep. I said, I don't want to talk to him and I have him blocked, but she can talk to him on her cell phone anytime she wants to. So he was like, you're under the impression that we're here for a welfare check. I said, yeah, what else would you be here for? So the young lady that sexually assaulted my child, she had went missing for like almost 2 years and she resurfaced. So mind you, like, we've not had no contact with her.
Right.
So she resurfaced. She was on the news and everything. It was all a big thing.
Dang.
So the grandfather called the police saying that my daughter was sexually assaulted, like, now, like she just was sexually assaulted the other day. Mind you, this happened when she was 4. So um,
Our
I'm like,
grandpa tripping. The
I'm
fuck?
like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
"Mhm." I said, excuse me. I said, sir, this happened when she was 4 years old, and we've not had any contact with this young lady. So no. So mind you, she just got home in August. This is February. She just got home in August. This is February. There is a police officer standing in my child's door. I'm in her room. I'm standing in the doorway, and I have to wake her up. And her eyes are huge. She's looking at me. She's looking at him. She's looking at me. He's asking questions like, "Do you know who this young lady is?" Asking, who the young lady is, and she said, "Yeah." And he was like, "When's the last time you saw her?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then he started asking her about, did she, can you tell me what happened between y'all? Like, did she perform any type of sexual act on you? And she's like, "I don't even know what that means." And she's looking at me because I'm like, it's okay to say something. She's like, "I don't even know what that means." And I'm like, "Sir, she in the third grade. Like, no child knows what, oral sex is. Like, she's in the third grade. She shouldn't know what that means." So um,
Right.
he ends
The
up
fuck?
giving me his number. He's like, she's got to do another forensic interview. So I'm like, we have to go through this all over again. It's a detective I had to talk to. So mind you, I told my caseworker before my case was closed, I said, "We are moving out of the state. Are we okay to do that?" She said yes. I said, "Okay." I get the forensic interview done. I tell the detective, I said, "Our plans are to move out of the state of Kentucky and start our life over there. Are we clear to do this?" She said, "You can go wherever you want to." Cool. Boom. I sent my child, this was February. I sent my child down to South Carolina to finish out the school year because I'm like, he's tripping. That was what, Tuesday when he called the police. Wednesday he called the police, and I'm like, "Look, listen, this what he been doing. He gonna keep calling y'all if y'all don't do something about it." So they were like, mind you, one of the detectives was from the night before. Another detective was from, excuse me, another officer was from when I had dealings when I was trying to get a restraining order. I never was able to get approved for a restraining order from them in Kentucky. So
That's suspect.
they were familiar with me because they've had dealings with me trying to get rid of, these people out of my life. So um, the one officer that helped me with the documentation, he was like, "Well," he was like, "We're just gonna give him a warning and let him know if you keep calling us and there's not an actual crime committed, like he's gonna be in trouble." I'm like, "All right, cool." So that was Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this man is calling my child's phone, calling her phone, calling for her, calling her phone, calling her phone, and they going, we're hiding out at this point. She's missing school because I don't know if this man finna come all the way up to Kentucky and take,
Right.
and then I won't be able to see her again. So
Right.
get out for like the rest of the week because I'm like, "You're doing too much." So he's calling her, blowing her phone up. They're arguing back and forth. He tells her, "Your mom is going to lose." Because at first she was like, "Are you trying to take me from my mom?" And he's like, "No, I'm not trying to do that." Trying to reassure her. That was Thursday. By Saturday, he even told my baby, "Your mom's going to lose custody. I'm coming to get you. Your mom is out of control. She needs to be stopped." And the whole time, she doesn't know I'm recording her. Every time her phone rings, my phone is in the room with her on record, and she doesn't know this. So I'm recording because I need the raw footage of, I'm not telling her what to say. She's saying this
Yep.
all from her heart. And when I say
Yep.
that man told that baby that her mom was going to lose custody again and he was coming to get her, she lost it. And I just let her have it. I let her have it because ain't no way you gonna traumatize her like that again. Like, how can you say that you love her, you care about her, and
And
you,
you keep traumatizing her like
yeah.
that. Like, what the hell?
So I ended up sending her away to stay with my best friend. She finished out the school year, except for the last couple of days of school. This man found out where she went to school at, called the school, and said she was kidnapped.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
So Memorial Day weekend of last year, I'm on the road. Like, I had to get my, like, mind you, like, she was supposed to go to school. She went in April. She went in April. Okay, I moved her here. I flew her down here and I flew back. And she was supposed to finish out the school year. I'm supposed to get my apartment together, get things packed up so that I can transition to,
Move down there. Right.
yeah. No, I didn't get to do that. Like, when I said, well, I did, but my mom and one of her friends, like, they came and like helped me pack stuff up, get rid of stuff. Like, I sold stuff because I'm like, I have to put stuff in storage, and I'm not trying to take a whole bunch of stuff. Like,
Right.
so I pack up, I leave, I drive to my friend's house in North Carolina. I sleep on her couch for a night. I go to South Carolina to go get my baby because I don't know if CPS is about to take her, and if they take her, then of course he's gonna get her. So I
Right.
have to go get her. So I go drive down to go get her. We hiding out in Thomasville, y'all. We get out in Thomasville from Memorial Day weekend until the end of August. We
Good
was hiding out
God.
in Thomasville, sleeping on my friend couch. Yep. So now we are in South Carolina. I was still hiding out for the longest. I have dealt with him calling and harassing, asking where we at. He pretended like he cared and wanted to talk to her for her birthday on February of this year. I let him talk to her, and he was trying to rush the conversation, and it pissed me off and it hurt my feelings at the same time because you haven't talked to her in so long. I'm allowing you to talk to her. She's trying to catch you up on, stuff she got going on. And you're,
Mm,
well, I just was trying to, say happy birthday. I ain't want nothing. Can I talk to your mom? Like, your main focus is to talk to me for what?
for what?
And I fell for the okey doke. I really didn't want to talk to him because every time I see a message or anything come across my screen with his name on it, my guts get to bubbling. Like, that's how much I don't like this man. So um,
Mm,
I'm talking to him on the phone, and I realize I'm arguing with him. I don't gotta argue with you. Click,
at all.
click. I just ended the
Hello.
conversation. She don't like the fact that she wants the relationship with her dad. She doesn't like the fact that he keep bringing up all this stuff, asking where we at and all this stuff. So when I asked her on her birthday, we were out, at Fun World, and her whole demeanor changed. Like, she went from being happy, excited to now she's just like, my head hurt, my stomach hurt. Like, her anxiety is through the roof. And she said, "Can you do me a favor?" She said, "If he starts talking about that stuff, can you just hang up the phone for me?" I got you. So
And do. The
um,
baby traumatized. The
yeah,
hell?
and I feel like he love her because she is, but I don't think he really realized the mental. And I'm arguing with him because he like, who are you to tell me about her mental? How are you? How dare I protect her mental health? Who are you to say? And I'm like, I'm literally watching her have nervous breakdowns, and her self esteem has been broke down so low from being with this man for a whole year. Your daddy broke my baby down to where she have an eating disorder. My child is 10 years old, and she started her new school year this past school year. My child at 10 years old, has 9 years old actually, has expressed that she wanted to unalive herself from all the stress of this on
Mm,
multiple occasions. So I'm watching this, I'm
mm.
seeing this, I'm hearing this. How dare you tell me that I don't have the right to protect my child's mental health? I'm going to protect her mental health at all costs. And
All means necessary.
if that means that you can't talk to her, so be it. Until she comes to me and says, "Mom, I'm ready,"
Yep.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. We've tried on several occasions. We tried on her
And
birthday.
it's not working.
We tried on her birthday. Then we tried again. Um, I want to say it was March. We tried again in March, and she always knew the rule. Like, I don't care what you talk about. The two things you cannot talk about is where we live at and what school you go to. That's it. Those are the only two things you cannot talk about. So I tried again. She called him on speakerphone, and she's like, "Oh, I'm in a new school now, and we moved into a brand new house in February, so she had to transfer schools because we're not in the same district."
Same district, right?
So he's like, "How many schools have you been to?" And she's looking at me like, "The fuck?" Like, we're not just transferring school to school to school for no reason. Like,
The
we're moved
fuck?
out of the district. Like, so she's like, I don't know. What school do you go to? I said, she's not
Mm-mm.
answering it. So he was like, "Where are y'all even at?" I said, "She's not answering that either." So he still asked me. I said, "Akira, change the subject." So she changed the subject, and he tried to be stern. "Young lady, I asked you a question." I said, "Well, she's not answering that question, so find something else to talk about." So she's looking uncomfortable at this point.
Right.
I just hung up the phone. I'm not.
That's crazy.
And I apologize. I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I said, I tried. I really did. I've tried to allow you to have a relationship with your dad, but it's not working. And I don't badmouth him in front of her. I don't have to. He has
He
shown,
doing it on his own.
yeah, he's shown himself. So he's thinking that I'm over here telling her, he's gonna take you away. You'll never see me again. You told her this yourself. So the mentality that she has about him is because of things that she's seen him do. Excuse me, do. She's seen him talk trash to me, and she's seen me sit up there and not say nothing back because of the type of person that I am. I don't like to create a hostile environment. She's never
Right.
only seen me argue with him one time. So when I get upset,
Mm,
like I call it Hulk mode because I start to black out, and she
I
seen me
love that.
a glimpse of it. Like I
That's
can
my
go,
alter ego.
yeah, I
Hope.
go
That's my
from
alter ego.
Bruce Banner. I go from Bruce Banner to Hulk. Like it's real quick, but
Yeah.
I've learned like how like on the movie like he got the wristwatch and it's
Yep.
showing his pulse and all
Yep.
that stuff. That's me.
Yep. That's me
So
too.
I've learned to find ways to calm myself.
And
So
cope with
that,
it.
yeah, so that I don't go from Bruce to Hulk. So this one particular time, like she saw me arguing with him, like he started talking about money. He talking about money. He was like, I done gave you all this money and you unappreciative and I helped you out. And I'm like, I've said thank you. Like, what do you want me to do? I said thank you. How am I showing
Want
that I'm
want me to do some
unappreciative?
cartwheels or some shit?
I'm not sure of what exactly it is that he wanted of me. I'm like, do you want me to give you the money back? And he said, no. I'm like, you talking about I'm money hungry and all I'm worried about is money. At the time when you came into her life and I introduced you and said, hey, this is your child, I didn't have the money that I had then. I was working a minimum wage job, so making $7.25 an hour. I was only working 20 hours a week. I was getting paid monthly. That wasn't even enough to cover my rent. So
Hmm.
yes, I needed help. I was struggling at the time, and she was getting ready to turn one, getting ready to turn one, right before I told him that she was his. And that's only because, hey man, I was doing my thing with one guy, and me and him started talking my job and knowing my baby mama since high school. We went to high school together. He was a senior, I was a freshman.
So
So I met him as an adult, and I know in high school, like he was always gone. He was always in trouble, getting in trouble, and doing stuff, stupid stuff. As an adult, I give you a chance. I knew you was a bad boy.
right,
So I give you a chance. People change.
right.
So I didn't expect it. First of all, I didn't expect to get pregnant. Like I'm like I done made it to 28 and I ain't done had no baby
Ooh,
yet. Like
Lord.
I'm out here living it up, and now 29. Like we were talking for a few months before we had sex, and I let him know like, hey, there is somebody that I do go to for sex. I'm an honest person, like I'm that honest. And he was like, well, how about you stop going to him and just come to me? All right, cool. I can do that. Did it, y'all? I got pregnant Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, no, ma'am.
So
No, ma'am.
Every time Memorial Day weekend come, it's it's bittersweet for me because I adore my baby. I adore her. But that man, that man that called himself a man, that my baby mama,
Bless it.
right. So
Mhm.
y'all, let's see, we are now currently in 2024. I went to court for the de facto custody case in May. Found out I had a warrant for my arrest for something that was totally unrelated. That would be another story for another time. I'm I, I,
We gotta
I
talk
gotta
about
think
that on another
I'm going to trial in July for that.
time.
Yeah. So during my custody case, I find out I have a warrant for my arrest. So in my mind, I'm like, it's over. I done lost already. But I'm like, God gonna do what he gonna do.
He gonna do what he gonna do
He gonna do what he
regardless.
gonna do. So I'm like, if it's the God, if you don't want me to be a parent, just say that. Like, I don't understand why you would give her to me and I give her back and then you would take her again. But you know, let me know
You're in control.
whatever your will. And I sit here. I had a conversation with him the month before in April, and I was like, listen, I can't I can't handle her being taken away again. She can't handle being taken away again. I need you to do something, bro. Like, do something. I'm sitting like
Something.
I'm talking to God like, bruh, do something. Like I have a 2 hour
Mm-hmm.
commute to work and back home, so like I got a plenty of time to talk to the man upstairs and be like, hey, bruh,
Okay.
so this is what's going on, and this is what I'm asking of you. Ultimately, I know it's your final decision, but these are the things that I'm asking of you. So, see, I'm sitting in jail. Before I even get to jail, the judge is like, looks like I'm gonna have to get the cabinet involved. And I'm thinking to myself, like, she's gonna go in the system again and I'm getting locked up. Yeah, I stress my mama out. I stress my friends out. When I say I got writers on my team, like
That's what's up.
All three of my Virgos came together, put their money together. They calling dudes from the past, like,
Okay.
hey, I know I ain't talked to you in a while, but my girl is locked up and I need $5,000 is on my head to get out of jail. It was no
Ooh.
like they wasn't asking for no 10%. They wanted the whole 5,000. So I'm sitting up here and I'm like, yo, I used to mess with this dude. I used to talk to, like hit my exes up because like somebody got me here.
Somebody got to help me out.
So I'm sitting there and all I'm thinking about when I'm locked up is I'm sitting there, I'm dressed out in an orange suit and I'm it dawned on me like when they brought me the tray and I was like, bitch, you eating jail food. Bitch, you are in jail.
Ew. That's jail
Like
food.
I have to. I'm talking to people. Like I'm talking to the ladies. Like I'm giving. I'm like I'm in jail. One boy he asked me to be my auntie. He was like, "Can you be my
Oh
auntie?"
Lord.
Yeah, sure. I gave him my number. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like I'm in here for a reason. There's a reason why I'm in here. I don't know what the reason is, but there's a reason I'm in here. And
That's the reason.
I'm an ordained minister and I didn't get ordained to go in the pulpit and preach. I got ordained because I'm an event coordinator and I want to be a one-stop shop and marry people. That's my sole purpose for it. However, in my ministry, I still talk to people about God. I still tell people about the things that I have been through and how God has brought me through. So I'm like, obviously I'm supposed to be in this here jail to tell somebody about the good news of God.
The goodness of the Lord.
So
Amen.
I'm giving words of encouragement. I'm encouraging people to talk to God and to pray, and letting them know it's gonna get better. And I'm talking to pre-trial. She ain't told me nothing. She just was like, "It's $5,000," and I'm just like, "Okay, all right." So
Ooh.
next day, I'm thinking like I'm going to go before the judge. They're gonna drop it, give me the 10%, something. Girl, I'm sitting all day. I'm sitting all day, and people are going to go see the judge, and my name is not being called. And I'm like, excuse me, is there afternoon jail? Cause
Hey, hello, anybody?
I've been sitting here since yesterday morning. Like,
Ooh.
can we do something? So she was like, no, there's no more court cases today. I'm like,
Okay. Wait a
how
minute.
long do I have to sit in here? Like,
Wait a minute.
I don't have a problem going to jail. I will sit and do my time if I actually committed a crime. But I don't even know like why I'm here at this point. Like I know the charges and I'm like, this is bull, but whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, if I actually committed the crime, then all right, I'm gonna sit. I'm sitting in here and I'm doing this time, but I'm just like, I can't believe I'm in here, first of all, because I didn't do anything wrong. So I
Ooh,
think about
child.
30 minutes after I talked to the CEO, she was like, Rain, she was like, can you post bail today? I said, the whole 5,000. She said, no, they dropped it to 500. Whoo, Jesus, bet. I said, look, all I got to do is make a phone call. CEO said, bet. Came and got me, took me to their phone. I made 2 phone calls. I called one man that I thought that I could count on. I called him. He was like, "Oh, your friend said she was gonna put things together. They put their money together. What? All right, cool, boom. I can't count on you. Click.
Right.
Call best friend." And I'm like, "Hey, my bond is 5,000." She said, "I'll be there in less than an hour." Boom. Y'all know it take more than an hour for them to bond you.
Yeah, it do.
Like,
It take all day. All day.
right.
I didn't get
So
out to the next day when they bonded me out.
I know because it's not a 30-minute ride. It's
It's
literally like 15 minutes to get from my mama house to the jail. Like it's not that far. And so she told me the full price of everything. I gave her the price. Got bonded out. When I say my dog was out there, all of them was out
that's
there
what's
in
up.
that freaking lobby. Oh, oh my God. Just all three of them was out there. All my Virgos was out
Wow.
there waiting for me to get out, and we just had a group hug and cried, and I'm just like, I don't understand, and I'm like, where's my baby? Like, I need to
Okay.
keep eyes on her. She's like, I got her. We got her in the way because they thought that CPS was coming to get, like, there was a scare and people came knocking at the door and they thought it was
Okay.
CPS. So my mom was like, no, let's just get her out of here. I can't handle this. My nerves can't handle it. So I get back home from all of that and I'm trying to keep it together. I go to work. Like, y'all, I went to work. I never had any time to, like,
Sit and actually process that.
no, like, I literally, like, we on the road, go to court, get locked up, get bonded out, and we're hitting the road again. And this is a 10-hour drive. And best friend is driving.
Ooh.
My best friend is, she's sick. She has lupus, and she made the whole 10-hour drive there and back.
What's
So
your best friend?
then I get home. I don't even think I really had time to sleep for real before I had to get in my car and I have to go to work because I had to be at work at 6 in the morning in Charleston. And I get to work and people are like, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah. And I couldn't handle it. Like, so I had to talk to my supervisor in a conference room and I broke because I was just like, this is what's going on. This is what I have going on. Like, I don't want to lose my job, but ultimately I want to keep you in the light. I don't want to keep things in the dark. I don't want to seem dishonest. I don't know what's going to happen with this trial, but this is what I'm presented with. This is my evidence showing that I did not commit this crime, and I have to go to trial in person. So he's just like, keep me posted. If you need anything, let me know. All that. So I ended up when I got back, I said I was going to stop running,
Mm.
and I have a South Carolina driver's license. I'm not running anymore. It has my address on there.
Good
It has
job.
my address on there.
I need to
Um,
ding on applause sound. Good
I
job.
won. I won my custody battle.
Woohoo!
I
Yes,
still have to.
sir.
I had to go to court. Well, I had a court date today, and because the grandfather's trying to attest it, he wants to amend it or revoke because he lost. Um, I've never been a negligent parent. I've always been a hands-on parent. Like, my bond with my child proves it. I have thousands of pictures. I don't keep receipts of what I do for my child. I don't keep
Right,
track of how much money I give to somebody for my child because
right.
that's my child. I'm always going to do. If you say you're going to do for her on your end and I'm going to do on my end, we supposed to work together. Like,
Yep,
that's all. You're supposed to be her village. The
yep.
fact that you're keeping receipts of stuff that you're doing for her lets me know that you always had ill intentions to begin with. I remember her
Mm.
being 2 years old and he asking me to give up my parental rights to him so that he can put her on his TRICARE. She don't need TRICARE. She got Medicaid and they pay for everything, no copays or nothing. So no,
All of it.
I'm not doing that. So
All of it.
I won. A win is a win, but
It
even
is.
though I still have to, the judge is going to consider what the lawyer is asking. I'm still going to accept my victory and my win. I
Heck
still
yeah.
I still believe in my heart that God didn't intend for me to lose my child again. Like, he didn't. So my daughter is so encouraged. Like, she's so strong. Oh my gosh, she should not have
And
to be strong.
man, she shouldn't have to go through that.
And she's just like,
That's
it's gonna be okay, mom. It's gonna work in our favor. We're good. We're gonna be good. And I'm just like, what did I do to deserve you? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So,
I
that's where we're
love it.
at now. It's just, you know, I'm ready to move on with my life and I'm ready for us to continue to heal. We're in therapy every week on Thursday.
Good. That's good. Cause she gonna need that going through all of that.
Right. And he, like,
And
it's
you
still, it's
too.
never ending. Yeah, it's never ending. So we have the same therapist. We
Good.
go separate. Like, I asked her, I said, would you like your own session or do you want us to do family? And she said she wanted her own. So she goes and sees her. We go the same day, but I'll go before her and then she goes after me. So to keep it all
That's very good.
and keep it
That's
all
very
together.
good.
I love
Very
Shannon.
good.
I love Shannon. Like, she is awesome. Um,
Woo, child.
so yeah.
I don't even think I could have dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? That's you'd be surprised about the things that mothers go through for their kids.
Yeah.
I don't think that I could have went through something like that. So shout out to you, like really salute, hats off, because I probably would have lost my mother freaking cool baby girl. Like, mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not gonna. There was times where,
I,
while she was gone, I contemplated, ending it, and I'm like,
mm-hmm,
I can't leave her here by herself with them.
mm-hmm.
Like, I can't do
Because
that.
God gave her to you for a reason, and
Right.
that's how I look at my kids. Like God gave them to me for a reason. We haven't been separated except for when I got locked up over some stupid stuff. But yeah, I don't. Wow, like I couldn't see myself going through that. Like really. So like shout out to you and thank God that you have the strength to keep pushing through it. And
Yeah.
thank God that your daughter is resilient.
Yeah.
And y'all need each other. So that's what that's a beautiful thing. I love it. Like I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna try not to cry, but I wanna cry. But that is like really, yeah, that's a amazing story.
Yeah.
Um you just don't know the stuff that people be going through, girl. I would have never pictured that, what I'm saying, you're so bubbly and
And
very
here's the
great
thing,
spirit.
y'all. Tay didn't know I was going through this, and I was still pouring into her.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, like I'm going through my storm, and in my mind, I'm talking to God, and I'm like, I don't understand how you're still able to use me when I'm in my storm, I'm in the eye of the storm, and you're still able to use me to minister and pour into other people, and they have no clue what I'm going through. No, when people found out, they're just like, I didn't know.
Right. Right. Cause I mean, compared to the stuff that I've been through, I just I don't know. Like that's just something I would have never pictured that for you.
No one, no. When I say my friend Trina, God rest her soul, she found out and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She was like, "I don't understand how this could happen to you. You're one of the best mothers I know." Like everybody in my circle that knows and people in the community that found out, they were like, "Not you!" Like, how could this happen to you? And I'm like, "It happened, yo. It happened. I don't know how. I still don't understand to this day how it happened. But it's a test, and it's a part of my testimony.
It's a
So
part of your journey. It
it's
was a part of
amazing.
your journey.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Be careful what you ask for. I'm gonna say this: be careful what you ask for because the bigger the request, the bigger the test.
Oh yeah, always,
You asking for some big things, be
always.
prepared to go through some big storms, y'all. Like be
I
prepared.
just wanted to be. My thing was because my kids don't have fathers. He's
You ain't got no baby mamas or no baby daddy.
nah, because my daughters, I call them sperm donors, but maybe that's a bad word. But
That's what's in my
he passed away. Yeah, sperm donor. Like her sperm donor, he died in prison.
phone.
My son's sperm donor was a woman beater, or it. I don't know if he still is, but he was when I was with him. So I haven't seen him. Um, what's Zaylen about to be 14? I haven't seen him in 14 years. I mean, he did try to reach out to me and attempt to try to take my life a couple of times, but I've managed to move around to where he couldn't find me. So I don't, and I feel like if I had have like kept a relationship with him, he probably would have tried to take my son. Cause he probably would have tried to take my son. So a part of me was like, I'm not finna deal with that with him because I don't want to go through that. And all of the
Right.
stuff that I went through with being homeless and drug charges and all kinds of stuff, like he probably would have had the chance to. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm not dealing with it. I've had quite a few CPS cases though.
Hey.
I definitely had one when I had got locked up for drugs. Um, I was going to court for like 2 or 3 years for that shit, and then I had to take parenting classes and get my life together, or I was gonna have like a felony charge, a misdemeanor. It was a whole lot going on, but they ended up. I had got a good lawyer.
Okay,
Girl, it was.
presenter.
Listen, it was a queen pin shit. They was like, hold on. I'm like, I'm not a queen pin. Hold up. Wait, time out. None of that. I had got caught being in the school zone. It was drugs in the house. It was so much, girl, that
The things
I'm
we do
glad
to
y'all
take
keep
care of our children.
the things that, right. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ended up getting out of jail, um, going to court. I didn't snitch on the dude that I was with because he was also selling drugs with me in my house. But after that, I had to take parenting classes. But the funny thing about it was the day that they came to arrest me. Well, actually, they came to arrest him, and I just ended up being the person that got arrested because it was my crib. Luckily, my homegirl, I was like, "Yo, come get my kids because I'm finna get arrested." And if I had not got her to come over there and get my kids, they would have went into the system.
Right.
So I ended up having to tell her like, "Yo, get my kids. Eventually, I'm gonna get out." I got out in like 2, 3 days. I cried the first night in jail.
I've never, anytime I got locked out, I never cried.
Girl, I
Well,
was
no, I
like,
take that back. I
wait
did
a
cry.
minute.
I did cry when I got that charge for the 20 years. I did cry because
Yeah,
I couldn't understand like
20 years.
what it wasn't even the 20 years. It was just the fact that why would you accuse me of such a thing? And you
Yeah,
know
that's
what
crazy.
I've been through, like that hurt my feelings. But I ain't never cried because I'm in jail.
Shit, I cried that first night. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did. I cried for me, and I was like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna be here, so I might as well suck it up over here until I get out." But it was a lot. My kids have been through a lot, and as a mother, a lot of times people don't know that we have to go through the shit that we go through mentally, emotionally, and physically, and still have to be a mother to
Yeah.
our kids. That is probably one of the toughest battles I've ever had to go through. Pick myself up no matter what I'm going through and still be a mother to my kids.
Yeah.
That
Because
that's the toughest
they
battle.
watching.
All the time. All the
They
time.
watching. They
I
watching.
definitely would like to do a part two of this,
Of course.
because now that we've talked about your journey, now we talk about like being a mother and the battles. Because I know your baby's probably not as tough as my kids are. My kids, I'll be wanting to choke them sometimes. I'm joking. Please don't call CPS. I'm not gonna choke them. You
She
know what I'm saying?
grounded
Like,
for
but
real though. She grounded for
for
real
real.
with that mouth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a daughter and a son. My daughter is a mini me. So when she started popping off with that attitude, I'd be like,
Get out of my face.
you know what I'm saying? Go away, cause you acting like your mama. Go away, you acting like your mama. And I've never really been the type to want to whoop my kids. I mean, I know, they say you whoop them, this, that, and the third. Yeah,
You
we
know.
finna talk this thing through. What's going on with you? What's your attitude about? And if I'm in the wrong about something, I have learned how to apologize to
Yeah,
my
definitely.
kids. And that's not something we grew up on. Parents were wrong about a lot of shit and they did not apologize. You better suck it up.
Well, Niecy was like, so my like, so bitch, what?
Wait
Excuse
a minute. What?
me.
So, our parenting has to be different from when we grew up. And
For
that's another challenge by itself. You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
For
Because a lot of times we want to go in there like how we were brought up and it doesn't work.
sure.
So
For sure.
we're going to have a part two about that.
Hey, I'm
How
ready.
old is your baby?
10.
10. That's what's up.
She's 10. Let's see. All right, y'all. We doing a part two. So next week is my birthday.
Hey, go
Next
birthday.
Friday is
Go
my birthday.
birthday. Mm,
So
mm.
let's see.
Okay, birthday.
Tuesday I get off work at 2:30. I'm free Tuesday when I get off.
We're going to figure it out. We definitely gonna figure it out. I definitely want to say thank you for coming on and telling your story. I know that was probably tough, but I like that you're such a transparent person. It's a beautiful thing because somebody out here needs to hear it.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I do my podcast, because somebody needs to hear something and it will help somebody's journey. So
Right.
I do appreciate you coming on. As
Welcome.
always, it's a pleasure.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Good night.
Night.